Alright guys, it's me, Stark, and I need to talk about this player because he is one of the protagonists of the King of the Desert. And I'm going to talk about Vinchester. Vinchester's story here is pretty interesting. He did play already a final of the King of the Desert. He finished this tournament in second place one time, losing only to Viper in the grand finals, by the time where Viper really dominated the scene. Also, Vinchester is the second player on history to reach the 3K elo on the ladder, and he did so with some very interesting kind of gameplay. Drush into walls and later archers during the feudal age. So this is a classical kind of game here. We already made some videos about it on this channel, about the Vinchester build, and we even tried that on the ladder, and it does work pretty well. And right here he was fighting against Genji, playing on this first game as the Lithuanian. So he's just going to do this opening in most of his games, and it's pretty effective. So what is the opening here? 6 on ship, 4 on the wood, get a boar, and then go for a house and a barracks. Meanwhile, he's also luring Revly. House, barracks, and he'll just proceed to keep adding buildings there and protecting himself. He has lured most of the deers, but not all of them, because now he needs to scout his opponent in order to apply some pressure using the militia. He's going for the militia. As you can see, there are 2 already. He has a lot of information about his opponent's whereabouts, TC, berries, houses that are far away from the TC, and meanwhile at his home he's just keep walling with this builder and going now for the meal, developing, and he has 5 villagers on the wood. With this 1 extra villager on the wood, Vinchester will basically manage to anticipate or to accelerate his meal and have enough resources to make palisade walls around his whole base and to be fully protected. He just spotted his opponent's economy and he's trying to kill some Vil. Genji here is running, nice quick wall, allowing his Vil to survive. He has now more villagers defending, so Vinchester just understands that well, it does not work, so it's better to just drop here and kill a house while Genji is losing time trying to get his things going on for the next age. Take a look on Genji's point of view. He's forced to build extra houses quicker, because if he does not, he's just gonna get popped. Going for a stable, going for extra stuff. Remember that he has this injured villager, but he's yet only now adding his first military building. The first stable has now been added. Now let's take a look on Vinchester and what he's doing. 21 villagers going towards the feudal age, and look at the views. They are already finishing the wall, guys. So the scout opening from the Persians already got fully countered. There will be no scouts raiding here. So this strategy is very good on the defensive and also on an economical standpoint. By the way, it's worth mentioning that Vinchester did add 2 militias after he clicked up. So this is the infamous 2+2 Drush. 2 militias on the Dark Age, go for a small pressure. If your opponent goes for scout, 2 more militias on the way to the next stage. And now he's going for a Minotaur attack and adding archers at his home. Minotaur is just forcing his opponent out of his comfort zone, forcing villagers to run, forcing his opponent to pick a bad fight with the scouts, even trying to snipe a villager there, and managing to do so. Very annoying Drush there. And meanwhile at his home, he's just fully protected, has made a good economy with both double beat-axe, horse collar, and villagers that never get disrupted, and he's about to get towards the next stage to play archers. And that's basically it, guys. It doesn't matter which civilization. For example, Lithuanians, they are not an archer civ, and he's actually playing against Persians that have great knights. And then of course, once in Castle Age, he would just defend himself, using those archers, go for extra town centers, monasteries, siege, whatever it's necessary, and buy time for himself to boom. And that's basically the opening that is giving, that gave Vinchester his 3K elo, and that is allowing him to perform pretty well on this tournament. Ooh, enemy's knights going inside. He's just defending using monks, using crossmen, out-microing his opponent, an excellent army control, a good build, and now out-booming his opponent. That's it, guys. That's Vinchester game. He's even going for like a 4th town center, a very boomer guy, at least on this specific game. That's not always not how I see him playing most of the time. And he's basically buying time, booming Reveille, going for the defensive castle, but what I truly wanted to show you guys is the opening and how strong that is. Let's take a look here on yet another game. This game is pretty much over. The explanation was quite simple. A castle, 4 town centers, while his opponent has like 2 town centers, is way behind on economy, and he's not going to advance in the push because of the castle. So Genji would soon ask for the GG on this game. Let's take a look at another one. We have here the Hans versus Hindustani. When I think about Hindustani, what comes to my mind here is playing scout and skirmishers. Their scouts do deliver extra bonus to the enemy buildings. On later stages of the game, they do have access to good camels here, so that's how I would expect to play them. So scout and skirmishers, maybe going for the camels, but well, that's not what the Vinchester's plan. He's just going for the exactly same opening here, guys. The Drush with 2 militia. So Drushing with 2 militia, receiving the food bonuses from the Hindustanis here, and now about to pressure his opponent. Trying to kill a view but failed. He's now trying to punish the enemy mule here by forcing him. The villagers came to defend. He's out of the comfort zone. And now, guys, he is doing exactly the same thing as on the previous game. Full walling himself in order that he doesn't receive any kind of counter raiding, and just added 2 extra militias to be able to pressure his opponent. So the 2+2 Drush is kind of a signature move here, or a signature opening here for Vinchester that we are seeing already on a second game. And as you can see, he goes for the archers, even with civilizations that doesn't have anything special going on for their archers. He's not playing Ethiopians. He's not playing Britons. He's just going for regular archers with like Lithuanians, Hindustani, whatever civ here, basically aiming to get civilizations with food bonuses to get his Drush to be more efficient and save extra food in order to click to the castle age. So now multiple houses have been built, even a defensive tower because of his forward gold, and he's about to go to the next stage, guys, to fight against the Huns. So the Drush into the Archer opening, one of the favorite ones from Vinchester and one that he's using in a very useful way during the King of the Desert. I wonder how far Vinchester will go on this tournament. On his bracket he actually has here as his next opponent Prisma, Argentinian player, and if he does get past Prisma, he will actually have to play against the winner from Dark and Running. So quite some challenges here ahead of Vinchester. Prisma is a new talent from Argentina, so I hope he doesn't slip and lose that game, because this guy can be actually pretty scary. And as you can see, guys, after opening, it's just a matter of macroing here and doing whatever. With what he does on Castle Age, he already set up a great defensive game here, making it very hard to punish. So that's what I had for Vinchester, guys, and he's having quite some success here on these openings. Let's take a look on yet another game here that he did play with an archer civ, and it was basically Portuguese versus Maya. How did this guy play against the Mayans? Let's take a look. Remember, this time he's playing with the Portuguese. And, well, it seems that we're just about to see yet another Drush. 4 villagers on the wood, 1 villager here to make a house, then a barracks, then this villager will make another house and keep walling, and that's basically it, guys. Yet the same stuff from the previous game. Another villager keeps walling, invested on the mill, is going out for a safer gold, not the one that's truly exposed. And this time he actually went for a 3 militia Drush instead of 2. Pretty similar to the other game. This time he's even a bit late into the walling, but that doesn't matter. He knows that he's against Mayan, so he wouldn't have to be ready for a scout rush. And of course he also knows that his opponent will actually be concerned with his archers into trying to take down his initial men-at-arms. So 2+2 Drush or Drush and Archer opening for Vinchester. quite a strong approach and he's using in most games. Of course, in this game, instead of transitioning later on the castle age, he will just keep playing with a lot of archers and try to get for a fifth Imperial Age game, which is like kind of a signature move. I can actually expect Vinchester to play with like 2 TCs into Imperial Age every time he has an Archer civilization, and I'm honestly expecting him to pick something like Ethiopians or even the Shu if they do not get banned on the draft for the next round. And there's it, guys. With this Drush and wall setup, you can actually have a pretty clean feudal age and go up for a very solid castle age. Let's see how far this style will actually take Vinchester on this year's King of the Desert.